What is a great classic horror movie villain you would love to see in one of Jigsaw's traps to see if they could make it out?
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Obviously, this is a series that is known for kind of pushing us to our limits in terms of what we can take in a theatrical experience. Has there ever been a moment as a storyteller, as production team, where you're looking at a moment, you're looking at a trap, you're looking at sort of the pain that is being inflicted, and you just go, I don't know if we can do this. I don't know if we can put the audience members through this.
Kind of.
The third trap, I think, really pushes it that way. That's the,
Yep.
I mean,
that one.
Yeah.
That's really intense.
I have a really visceral reaction watching it, just thinking, how did we even do this? You know what I mean? Because there were so many different elements that had to come together. The prosthetics team and the actress herself, and then all the mechanics that Anthony built. And to me, it's a work of really cool, dark art.
I think, like the brain surgery trap, there was a lot of work put into that because we have to get those pieces out of there. And I felt like there was so much tension in that scene. I really appreciated it.
I love that you guys do have that moment of pause and then just go, nah, they'll be fine. They'll be all right. They're coming to see a Saw movie. I do want to talk about, because I was bragging about the fact that I got to interview, the people that come up with the traps. And the question that I get from a lot of people is like, what kind of mind does one have to come up with that sort of stuff? I just wonder if you could just walk me through the process.
No, but I do want to say, let's give kudos to who deserves that, Josh.
Josh Stolberg and
the writers.
They wrote the movies, so.
So they come up with the actual traps, and then it's your job to kind of put them together?
I think what they, in script form, it's outlined what we're going to do. And then, Kevin digests that. Then he will go through it and say, hey, we're having issues because this person's not going to make it in 3 minutes, or this doesn't visually match up. So we have a lot of conversations, and for us, it's really important that visually you really can see what's happening here, and it makes sense. Because for us, we had to integrate the traps into the factory. We had to have that component of the medical story, right? And then we're in Mexico, so we brought in a little bit of Mexican flavor in there. So sometimes there's parts, in the script that are not really detailed, so that we bring in all the detail. And then on top of that, we have to do all of the testing because we need to make sure it's all going to work on the day of the shoot. We also need to make sure that the actors are safe. And on top of that, just remember, we're dealing with prosthetics, mechanical effects, and stunts, plus the actors, and makeup. It's a lot of work.
It's beautiful stuff. Kevin, I do want to talk about, you were an editor on the first film, which means that you were a part of what I think is one of my favorite theatrical moments, which is when Tobin stands up at the end in the final scene. Can you just talk to me about being a part of that moment, like working on it, editing, and the first time, maybe the first time you ever saw it with an audience, and people's reaction to that?
Yeah, actually I do. I remember distinctly, we had a hard time after we edited the film finding people that were interested in composing the music for it, doing the sound design. It seems hard to believe now because, of course...
Hello Zeb is a beautiful piece of music.
I know, and when I consider all the composers that we tried to get on the film and then wound up scoring with Charlie Clouser, it's like, wow, talk about good, bad luck, you know what I mean? But I remember we showed the film to a sound editing team at their studio, and when John was rising up on the floor, James nudged me and pointed to one of the assistant editors, and the guy was like this. Like frozen like that for 2 minutes. We were just like, oh my God, we might have a good movie here.
That's unbelievable. They're giving me the wrap. I'm going to end you guys on a fun one because Saw is such a massive, integral part of my love of horror and the horror genre. What is a great classic horror movie villain you would love to see in one of Jigsaw's traps to see if they could make it out?
Anthony Perkins.
Why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
From Psycho.
Anthony Perkins would be good, yeah.
Anthony Perkins or Mother, either one.
Two for one special, two for one.
Yeah. Love that, yeah. Kevin.
Perkins is a good choice. It'd be interesting to see the Anthony Hopkins Hannibal up against Jigsaw.
That would be awesome.
Can you imagine?
Right now, Lionsgate's behind the scenes going, yeah, we gotta get out of here.
Rocky Mountaintop. Where we're going, we don't need roads.